Good evening, everyone. I am Jaden Woolard, Miss Murrah for the 2020-2021 school year. Tonight, I am here to welcome you to Jackson Public Schools graduation. I have the honor to welcome and bring greetings to 35 new graduates of JPS, 11 of which are my fellow classmates. Tonight, we celebrate you, your effort to get the job done, and not giving up on yourselves. A quote from Conrad Hilton reads, "Successful men and women keep moving. They make mistakes, but they don't quit. Never give up on yourself or your dreams because there is always room for growth. Keep striving for greatness and your future will unfold." To all family, friends, and Mrs. and Mrs. of JPS in the audience, welcome to tonight's graduation.
Good evening. As I prepare to introduce this evening's speaker, I wanted to let you all know that she is a product of Jackson Public Schools. She attended Callaway High School. Tambra Cherie, also known as the Midday Diva, is the most popular and highly rated midday radio personality for 97.7, the beat of the capital in Jackson, Mississippi. She is a full-time interactive media talent. Tambra Cherie discovered her passion for media, hosting, and the entertainment industry upon graduating from Jackson State University. Ms. Cherie has been featured in several publications and entertainment outlets, including Shein Magazine, Southern Laced, and Fox Soul. She was named Booms Magazine Most Influential Person in the City of Jackson and previous recipient of the Woman of the Year Award. She was also highlighted by the Who's Who of Mississippi Women 2021. As the author of her first book, Surrounded by Sin, Grounded by Love, 8 Simple Keys to Becoming a Better You, Ms. Cherie has appeared on a number of radio and television shows, including TV One's Sister Circle TV, sharing her message of becoming better with an audience throughout the world. I present to some and introduce to others, Ms. Tambra Cherie.
First and foremost, I have to say congratulations to all of the graduates. I was just being told how remarkable, how such a wonderful group that you are. So first and foremost, give your hands a round of applause. Secondly, I want to say thank you guys for having me. Of course, to the principals, thank you to JPS. It is an honor to actually stand before you and be a part of this because like he said, I am a proud product of Jackson Public Schools. So it is an honor because I can honestly say I was sitting where you all were sitting years ago. I won't say how many, but many years ago, I was sitting right there. So it is an honor to actually stand before you. So I actually wrote down notes so I can actually stay focused because I literally asked myself, if I was in your position, which I was, what would I have wanted someone to tell me? What would I want to know? What advice? So all of you all are now 2021 graduates. So I literally broke down the word graduates. That's what I did. I broke down each letter. So the first one is G, and that's gifted, because I believe everyone has a gift. Each and every one of you. You have a God-given talent. And I want you, as you go forward, your next chapter, whether that's college, the workforce, whatever you do, pretty much focus on your gift and find your gift. Some of you may already know your gift. I will be honest, it took me a while to find my gift. I will be very honest with you. And I remember, and I can go back to high school, just where you are, I made good grades. I made good grades in school. But I loved helping people, and I loved to talk a lot. That was what I was just not, I like to talk a lot. So teachers would get on me. And some of your teachers probably will not like this message, but my downfall was talking a lot. Okay, now I see why I get paid to talk. I didn't realize helping people and talking back then, that was the gift that I had. Hosting events, being able to talk on the radio and television, that was a gift. I love to do that. So I go back and not too long ago, maybe a few weeks, I saw one of my teachers and I was like, you know what? You were trying to give me all those unsatisfactories, but you was kind of holding my gift back. That was my gift. So some of you probably already know your gift. Follow that gift. If you love helping people, follow that gift. Focus on that. If you know you're going to college, you love helping people, get involved in those community organizations that give back, that help people. Get involved in those social organizations that give back and help people. If you know you're great in math, one of your peers is not so good in math, that's your gift. Help your peers. So follow your gift and use your gift because that's your God-given talent. Don't ignore that. So the R is for respect. And I think that is a big one. In the world that we live in, give it and carry yourself where you definitely want to receive it. That's very important. Respect yourself. To me, I believe, do you know how much respect that you receive when you respect other people? I think that is huge. And I've learned that going throughout my career in the entertainment industry. I have learned a lot of things that it is all about respect, how you talk to people. It is about that. Always remember that. When you're trying to get your message across, the way you talk to people, even the tone that you have, always be respectful. And I'm looking at so many young men, and I'm talking to you too. And one thing I would love for you guys to remember, even when you respect yourselves, respect our young ladies and young women as you go forward. That is big. So the R is for respect. Always remember that. A, and this is so huge, I know in the entertainment industry, but I think throughout life, your attitude. Have you guys ever heard your attitude actually helps determine your altitude? Have you heard that? That's actually referring to how far you go, the next level, the next chapter. No one, whether you're starting a business, whatever you are doing, no one wants to work with people who have a bad attitude all the time or a negative attitude. Your attitude is huge. I know people, true story, they are great at their jobs. They do a wonderful job. They are very skilled at what they do, but they never get promoted throughout the company because of their attitude. People don't want to work with them because of their attitude. People don't want to do business with people who have bad attitudes, even if you're starting your own business. People don't want to deal with you because of a bad attitude or a negative attitude. And I tell people all the time, try to see good in everything, even if it's not that great. So your attitude is huge. How you go forward in life, your attitude. D is for driven. You have to have something that drives you. And I always tell people, I say this all the time, always have an attitude to keep going. Don't stop. I always say this is almost a motto in my book, keep going and growing. There are going to be speed bumps in your life. They're going to be along this journey. There are going to be some hills that you're going to have to climb. There are going to be some valleys that you find yourself in that you're not going to know how to get yourself out of. That's just a part of life. Some of you may have already experienced that. Some of you may be going through it right now as we speak. But I can honestly say, as long as I've lived, I've never seen a storm when it rains, that it constantly rains and it never stops. I've never seen that, where it never stops. So the moral of that is what I'm saying is that the sun is always going to come out, no matter what it looks like. And I honestly could say this, throughout my life, I've dealt with so many tests, and you're going to be tested. You're going to be tested throughout different levels. When you go to college, when you're dealing with people, you get into this world, you're going to be tested. How many of my students, you walk into a room and you say, my goal is to fail this test? Does anybody say that? Anybody? Like, is that a no? No one says that, right? No one says, my goal is to fail this test. So you're giving tests a reason, and that's to pass the test. That's in life. And I can honestly say, when you're going through things, when you're in those valleys and you're trying to find, that's where your character is built. Your character is built. Your strength is being tested. So that's why those tests are there. You take on passing the test, getting to the next level, passing the test. And I always tell people, we can bend, but we don't break. The next one is understanding. The U is for understanding. I know most people say communication. Yes, I do believe in communication, but I think that means nothing if you don't have an understanding. You can be at work. Perfect example, and I've seen someone say this, like, I told her I communicate with her, I told her what to do, I did all of that. That may be true, but she came and told me she didn't understand anything you said. So an understanding is everything. So throughout life, make sure you have an understanding. Not only listen to people, not only hear them, but make sure you understand them. So that is huge. And if you don't understand them, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I know people, grown people to this day, they are afraid and so prideful, they will not ask for help. Never be afraid to ask for help if you don't understand, so you can get an understanding. The A is for adamant. Not easily persuaded, meaning no one can just change your mind. And when I talk about being adamant, I'm talking about be adamant about your goals and your dreams. And don't let anybody move you on that. Don't let anybody shake you up, whether it's not popular or whether it's not the thing to do. And I know, and I'm talking about professionally and personally. And I know some parents, they may not want to hear this, but even if you maybe want to go to school and your mom or your dad, they're trying to convince you to major in this or major in that, don't shake on your goals and your dreams. I went to school for business management and marketing. I did. That's what I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to be in corporate America. I knew my parents wanted me to have a great job. And then when I did an internship, for me, I was always infatuated with entertainment news and music. So I went to grad school. So even after grad school, I did have a job offer. I had a job offer in undergrad. I had a job offer when I finished grad school. And I'll never forget, I had to have a talk with my parents because I was finishing grad school. I had this job that was offering, my first offer out of grad school was $65,000. I had never made $65,000. I'm a student. And I realized how much I loved radio because I interned at a radio station. I realized how much I loved entertainment news, looking up entertainment news. I realized how much I loved entertainment and music. And I remember having a talk with my parents as to, after I've gone through college, I don't think I want to do corporate America. I don't want to do that. I want to go into TV and radio. And I remember my mom like, what? What do you mean? You want to go into television and radio? You know nothing about it. And they were right. But I was very adamant about my goals and my dreams and what I wanted to do. You have to understand your calling and your passion, that is for you. Some people are not going to understand that, even if it's your own family members, if it's your mom, your dad, who I love dearly. But I followed my own dreams. I followed what I wanted to do, even if it was unpopular. So I say all of that to say is be very adamant about your goals, be very adamant about your dreams, and stay focused. And I remember there were times where my mom was just like, why don't you know, get a job or get a second job or get a second job. I didn't do that. I strongly believe whatever you focus on grows. So I focused on entertainment and I focused on what I was doing and it grew. So whatever you focus on grows. And remember that. The T, I said trustworthy. The reason I say that, be a person that people can trust. Don't be that person that people cannot rely on. Don't be that person that people cannot trust. That is big in life. People look for people they can trust. People look for people who keep their word. Don't be that person when you say something you don't mean it. That is big. Do you know how far that will take you? You want to be around people that you can trust. So do other people. So be a person that people can really trust and rely on. And know that your word is your word. E, encouragement. We live in a world right now, guys. You see everything that I see on the news. You see everything that I see that what's going on right here in our community. Everyone needs a word of encouragement. Everyone needs, your peers, they need to be encouraged by you. Be a person that's someone you can encourage someone else. I like to say that we're coming out of a pandemic. That's what I like to say. No one saw this coming. At least I can say we didn't. We had to learn how to work from home. We had to learn you can learn from home. Those were things that were unexpected. Some people did not know how to deal with what we were dealing with in a pandemic. So everyone needed encouragement. Some people came as stuck with anxiety. Some people, they were used to being sociable. They couldn't be sociable anymore. They were at home, isolated. People lost jobs. People lost family members during a pandemic. So everyone needs to be encouraged. Be that person and that friend where you can encourage the next person to you. When you see someone doing wrong, encourage them to do right. When you see someone that's going off to the left, encourage them to get on the right track and go back to the right. Everyone needs encouragement. And I say that to say, did anybody notice that I spelled graduate wrong? Anybody notice that? Y'all paying attention? Y'all paying attention? Did I spell it wrong? Exactly. I was expecting to be like, no, you didn't spell it wrong. I did not spell it wrong, okay? But that's what I wanted to leave with you guys. You all are now 2021 graduates ready to walk across this stage. I want to say congratulations. And for me, my motto has always been, keep going and keep growing. Don't stop. Become better than you were the day before. Congratulations. Give yourselves a hand of applause.
Good evening. I will now present to you the class of 2021. As principal of JPS Summer School, I certify that these students have met the requirements as prescribed by the Board of Trustees of the Jackson Public School District and the state of Mississippi, as hereby presented to you for the awarding of diplomas and certificates. Will the class of 2021 please stand for the conferring of your diplomas? Miracle Casting. Markendrick Freeman. Quincy Freeman. Alexandra Hodges. Rashad Hunter. DeMonte Mallett. Fashanti Moore. Corey Patrick. Destiny Stevens. Brandon Walker. Sean Williams. Aldwin Burns. Jakari Dunlap. Mary Cruz Barcenas. Janaya Bennett. Asia Blatchard. Taurus Collins. Desmond Hill. Zion Hopkins. Tanala Johnson. Juan Manriquez. Anthony Turner Jr. Quaylen Tyler. Sierra Williams. Artavius Brown. Gabriel Curry. Tamyron Doby. Leangel Gilbert Dotson. Sharquan Price. Braylon Roberts. Tatiana Washington. Watiana Washington. Emmanuel Johnson. Adriana Lockett. Janicia Teet.
By the authority vested in us by the Board of Trustees of Jackson Public School District, we attest that the certificates and diplomas that we have presented to you indicate the satisfactory completion of your public school education. It is now our privilege to confer your diplomas and extend to you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations to each of you. Graduates, you may move your tassels.
That's all right. Y'all can give them a little bit more. Come on, it's a celebration. When the day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we weathered and witnessed a people not broken, but simply unfinished. I love graduations, y'all, and it is truly a pleasure to be with you this evening. To our JPS Board of Trustees member who graces the rostrum, Mr. Frank Figures, we are grateful for your commitment and service to our district. To Mrs. Marshall Thomas, Assistant Superintendent for High Schools, and to your incredible team, and to the principals that join us this evening, Dr. Buchanan, Dr. Bradley, Dr. Brown, our summer school principal, Mr. Crowley. Thank you so much for the work and that you have invested and poured into these young people. To you, our families and friends who came to support in this outstanding class. And to you, the people we're here to honor, you are the pandemic possible class of 2021. Give yourselves a big hand. My name is Michael Cormack, and I have the esteemed pleasure to serve as our Deputy Superintendent for Jackson Public Schools. And I send greetings on behalf of our Superintendent, Dr. Eric Green, who couldn't be with us this evening, but nonetheless is beaming with pride in your accomplishment tonight. You did it. You successfully navigated one of the most challenging periods in our nation's history to arrive at your graduation day. You focused, you cast a vision and a commitment to your own success, and you delivered. Despite a number of circumstances that could have been a barrier, you have arrived at this moment. Congratulations. What I would like you to know as you complete your experience as a scholar of Jackson Public Schools is that what you have learned this year is likely your most valuable education. Beyond any curriculum you have studied and absorbed, the persistence and the skills you called upon in the recent months will be a lesson for you to draw on for the rest of your life. And for that, we all are most proud. There are 3 lessons in sum that I hope you will take with you always. The first lesson, we can do hard things. If you agree with me, can say that with me? We can do hard things. We can do hard things. You overcame quarantine and virtual learning. You were a class that balanced work and care for family with asynchronous lessons. You overcame the loss of familiar high school rituals. I know it was hard. You rocked masks to socially distant celebrations, and you watched as the calendar of homecoming and sports were diminished, but you didn't quit. The poet Amanda Gorman writes, "When the day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade." And you did wade, wading through a series of cascading and unfortunate events. I even asked about you all. Yeah, I did. I heard the stories of twin sisters that provided strength to each other to make it here. I heard the stories of some of you who came willingly to summer school. You saw classmates who walked across that stage at the beginning of June, and you said, "That will be me." Some of you had just one class to take. One somebody needed 5. Others of you needed a nudge to get here. Some of you were a little hard-headed. Maybe mama had to step in or daddy had to take charge to get you to Murrah for summer school. But whether you came willingly or you had to be dragged over the finish line, you are here now, and we celebrate you tonight. You can do hard things, and don't you ever forget it. A second lesson is we are stronger together. We are stronger together. As you begin your celebrations and look back on your years as a student, I trust you'll find that there were a number of people in your life that helped you to arrive at the significant accomplishment. Your parents, your teachers, your principals, your friends, and many of you supported others in big ways and small because you cared. This is how community works. None of us arrive at success on our own. Your teachers told me of a student who was working at a restaurant and how they hounded that chef to get you logged into your summer coursework. At long last, that chef relented and he whispered, "Come win at Burn for 5:30. And they whispered that shift, and they allowed you to log in to finish high school while you were still on the clock for the evening shift. Yes, this is what community looks like. It looks like the scholar at the Juvenile Detention Center who was just a few credits shy of graduation, and the counselor, Miss Smith, making the trip to Henley Young to ensure that he too could graduate tonight. And when she arrived, he was so shocked to see her familiar face, he did a double take, and he asked, "What made y'all think about me? What made y'all think about me?" The truth is, we can't stop thinking about one another. We can't stop. This is the real meaning of community. We are stronger together. And the final lesson to sum up your K-12 education is the work is not done. The work isn't done. Yeah, you thought you arrived here and that you were finished learning, but the truth is, this is just a beginning. We call a graduation ceremony a commencement, and that word commencement simply means beginning. So let us begin. It's a paradox in that it comes at the end of your experience, but the truth is, you're just getting started learning. Your teachers, your principals, these board members, Ms. Cherie, we all hope that you don't ever stop learning. Commit to constant learning. Commit to our core value of a growth mindset, and you will never stop growing and improving. So I begin with a poet and I'll close. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a people broken, not broken, but simply unfinished. You are an important member of this community. With your success and your skills, you are now an inspiration to others. I invite you to look forward and consider how you would like to make use of this for the greater good, to complete an unfinished work. So class of 2021, may your future be prosperous, may it be healthy, and may you use the learning that you have received to create a better future for all of us.